Just after midnight, 22-year-old comedian Eurydice Dixon sent a text to her boyfriend. "I'm almost home safe." She was only a few hundred meters from her house, but somewhere in the darkness of the park behind her, someone had already decided she would not make it home that night. Just hours later, her body was found in a quiet city park. Before we uncover what really happened that night, subscribe to Crime Shadow for more true crime stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Melbourne, located in Australia, is a vibrant and culturally rich city known for its arts, music, and comedy scene. Eurydice Dixon was born on November 10, 1995, in Australia. She grew up in a close-knit family with her father Jeremy, her brother Christopher, and her sister Polly. Her childhood, however, was marked by a heartbreaking tragedy. Eurydice's mother struggled with addiction and sadly passed away from a heroin overdose while Eurydice was still young. Losing her mother at such an early age had a profound impact on the family. Despite the emotional challenges she faced growing up, Eurydice developed a strong and determined personality. Those who knew her often described her as thoughtful, intelligent, and deeply compassionate toward others. She had a creative mind and a unique way of seeing the world around her. Friends remembered that Eurydice had a natural curiosity and loved expressing herself through writing, humor, and storytelling. As she entered adulthood, Eurydice focused on building a life filled with creativity and purpose. She believed strongly in using her voice to share ideas and connect with people. This passion eventually led her toward the world of performance and comedy in Melbourne, where she would begin to follow her dreams. For Eurydice Dixon, comedy quickly became a powerful way to express herself. While living in Melbourne, she began performing stand-up at local venues and open mic nights. Fellow comedians described her as a natural performer with sharp wit and confidence on stage. Her material often included intelligent humor, feminist ideas, and thoughtful social commentary. She was also known as kind and supportive, encouraging other comedians within Melbourne's growing comedy community. On the night of June 12, 2018, Eurydice Dixon performed a stand-up comedy set at the Highlander Bar in Melbourne. The show went well. Friends later said she was in a great mood and proud of her performance. Eurydice loved making people laugh, and nights like this reminded her why she chose comedy. After the show, she spent some time with her boyfriend, Tony. The two walked together toward his tram stop, talking and enjoying the quiet Melbourne night. Eventually they said goodbye. Tony boarded his tram, while Eurydice began the short walk back to her home nearby. It was a route she had taken many times before. At that moment, nothing seemed unusual, but this routine walk would soon become the final journey of her life. To get home, Eurydice often walked through Prince's Park, a large green space located near Melbourne's inner suburbs. She enjoyed the peaceful atmosphere of the park, especially late at night when the city felt calm and quiet. Friends later shared that Eurydice sometimes walked barefoot across the football fields there, something she found freeing and relaxing. As she walked through the dark park that night, she sent a text message to Tony at 12:02 a.m. Her message was simple and reassuring. "I'm almost home safe." At that moment, she was only a few hundred meters away from her house. But sadly, Eurydice never made it home. Late that night, something terrible happened in the quiet darkness of Prince's Park. Eurydice Dixon, only a few hundred meters from home, was violently attacked. At 2:40 a.m. a passerby walking through the park noticed a motionless figure on the ground. Emergency services were immediately called. Paramedics arrived quickly and attempted CPR, but it was too late. Eurydice Dixon was pronounced dead at the scene, sending shockwaves through Melbourne. A vibrant young comedian, full of promise, had her life brutally cut short in a place she had walked countless times before. The park, once familiar and safe to her, became the center of a chilling investigation that would grip the nation. The autopsy revealed the horrifying truth: Eurydice Dixon died from strangulation, with evidence of blunt force injuries and sexual assault. The investigation immediately escalated as police confirmed it was a murder, not a random accident. Forensic details painted a chilling picture of the attack, showing the violence and brutality she endured in the final moments of her life. Melbourne and the wider community were stunned by the news. A young, vibrant comedian taken in such a brutal way ignited outrage and fear. Police advised residents, especially women, to exercise caution when walking alone at night, a statement that drew some criticism as victim-blaming. Political leaders and public figures seized the moment to address women's safety, sparking debates and calls for change in public safety measures. Candlelight vigils and memorials were organized, reflecting a community determined to honor Eurydice's life while demanding accountability and awareness. Following Eurydice Dixon's murder, police launched a major investigation. Officers reviewed hours of CCTV footage, looking for anyone who might have been near Prince's Park that night. Their efforts paid off when a suspicious man was spotted following her during her walk home. Authorities quickly released images to the public asking anyone who recognized him to come forward. The community was on edge, and the police intensified their search, hoping to prevent further tragedy. Just days later, a breakthrough came. The man from the CCTV walked into a police station and identified himself as 19-year-old Jaymes Todd. Initially, he denied any involvement, maintaining a calm facade as officers gathered evidence and questioned him. The public watched anxiously, knowing the investigation was reaching a critical point. Under intense questioning, and after confronting him with DNA and forensic evidence, Jaymes Todd confessed to the crime. He admitted that he had followed Eurydice into Prince's Park, attacked her, and raped and strangled her, bringing a tragic end to the young comedian's life. His confession confirmed the worst fears of the community and set the stage for trial and sentencing. Jaymes Todd grew up in a neglected and impoverished home, facing instability from a young age. He was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, and later experts identified sexual sadism disorder. Investigators revealed a troubling history, violent fantasies and disturbing internet searches, signaling deep psychological issues. The murder of Eurydice Dixon sent shockwaves across Melbourne and the nation. Thousands of people gathered to honor her memory, including around 10,000 at a candlelight vigil in Prince's Park, the very site of the tragedy. Her death sparked national conversations about violence against women, personal safety, and the need for societal change. Jaymes Todd faced the legal system with multiple serious charges: murder, rape, attempted rape, sexual assault. During court proceedings, victim impact statements highlighted the emotional devastation left in Eurydice's wake. Todd ultimately pleaded guilty, bringing the case to a close but leaving a lasting mark on public awareness and advocacy for women's safety. In the Supreme Court of Victoria, the presiding judge described the murder of Eurydice Dixon as evil, cruel, and depraved, emphasizing the lasting trauma inflicted on her family and community. Jaymes Todd was sentenced to life imprisonment, with a minimum of 35 years before being eligible for parole. The court highlighted the heinous and premeditated nature of the crime, the extreme vulnerability of Eurydice, and the profound societal impact of such acts. Families of victims and the public observed the proceedings, seeking justice for the young comedian whose life was stolen far too soon. Eurydice Dixon's legacy lives on through scholarships for female comedians and tribute programs at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. She is remembered for her intelligence, kindness, and courage, inspiring others to pursue creativity and stand against violence. Her story sparked national conversations on women's safety, advocacy, and community support. Like, subscribe and comment with the country you're watching from to honor Eurydice and support awareness about personal safety.